So actually we started basic techniques and principles of organic chemistry in the last class. Just small introduction we completed about which compound is first synthesized in the laboratory and hybridization symbols we completed. So today evening exam is based on the first class. Because our first class examination is not completed. Today evening exam is based on the first class about hybridization and basic principles. So today we will continue the last class. So all are you doing good? You have to do hard work. Whatever the doubts you are having, you can ask me personally. I will clarify. What 47 students are in. Learn fast, learn fast. Okay, then we'll start the class. Welcome to everyone. So we'll start. We're going to start organic chemistry. So what is the chapter name? In simply we write GOC, General Organic Chemistry, or in lengthy some basic principles and techniques of organic chemistry. The shortcut we can write as a GOC. So what in the last class we learned? So I told that the first organic compound synthesized in the laboratory will be urea from an inorganic compound, ammonium cyanide, which is synthesized by F. Molar. So after that, day by day, organic chemistry is developed. So nowadays, organic chemistry plays very important role in the human life. So also we completed hybridization. So what we completed, carbon compounds exhibit mainly three types of hybridization. What are that? sp3, sp2 and sp hybridization. These three hybridizations are shown by carbon in their compounds. Why not others? I told carbon contains only s and p orbital. It does not contain d orbital. That's why only three hybridizations for carbon possible: sp3, sp2, and sp hybridization. Now, sp3 hybridization shown by carbon atom when it having which bond? Single bond. Is it or not? Tell. When the carbon contains only single bonds, hybridization will be sp3. When the carbon contains one double bond, then its hybridization must be sp2 hybridization. Similarly, if the carbon contains one triple bond, or two double bonds. One triple bonds and two double bonds shown by sp hybridization by the carbon. So this already we learned. Single bond is there, sp3 hybridization. Double bond is there, sp2 hybridization. Triple bond is there or two double bonds are there, that will be sp hybridization. So again I'm giving one example. For example, C has three single bond, C has three double bond, CH single bond, C triple bond, CH. See this molecule. What are the hybridizations of each carbon atom? First, this carbon. What is its hybridization? It contains which type of bonds? This type only single bond. Hydrogen always shows single bond. So this carbon has all single bonds. What is its hybridization? sp3. This carbon above and left side is single bond, but right side will be double bond. So double bond is preferred over single bond. Then its hybridization must be what? sp2 hybridization. Similarly, this is also double bond. Hybridization must be sp2 hybridization. What about this carbon? It has left side single bond, right side triple bond. So triple bond is preferred. Hybridization must be sp. Finally, this one, it is also triple bond. So its hybridization must be sp hybridization. So up to here we already completed hybridization. Now remember, when carbon exhibit, when carbon is sp3 hybridization, that means contains all single bonds. Like this, carbon has all single bonds. Why I am writing four bonds? Already told, carbon valency is the tetravalency. That means carbon always contains four bonds. If all these four bonds are single bonds, hybridization is sp3, and that carbon always exhibit a geometry of tetrahedral. So tetrahedral geometry is shown by that carbon if it contains only single bonds. When carbon has single bond, hybridization will be sp3. It contains four single bonds. That means the carbon four single tetravalency for carbon. Its geometry of the molecule will be tetrahedral molecule. So what is tetrahedral? What is other geometries? That all you will learn in chemical bonding chapter. But just for now, you have to remember three geometries. When hybridization is sp3, geometry must be tetrahedral geometry. Similarly, if carbon has sp2 hybridization, sp2 hybridization, we know that carbon valency is a tetravalency, but here sp2 hybridization, which means one double bond is there. One is the double bond, remaining are single bonds. See this here, I am writing here three bonds. The carbon valency is the tetravalency, so that's why I am writing one double bond here. This is the double bond, these two are single bonds. So such geometry is called planar geometry, or exactly we write trigonal planar. trigonal planar geometry is shown by that carbon when it contains double bond. Carbon contains only single bond, geometry is tetrahedral geometry. Carbon contains one double bond, its geometry will be trigonal planar geometry. In the similar way, if carbon has sp hybridization, sp hybridization means so carbon has triple bond and one single bond. So its geometry is called linear geometry. So three geometries for the carbon compounds. What are that? Tetrahedral, trigonal planar, and linear geometry. Also remember, in tetrahedral geometry, so this is the tetrahedral geometry. How many bonds are there? 4 bonds. This is single bond, this is single bond, this is single bond, this is single bond. So between any two bonds, when we are observing angle, this angle is called bond angle. Bond angle is the angle between two adjacent bonds. So between these bonds, between these two bonds, between these two bonds, between these two bonds, the angle is called bond angle. In tetrahedral geometry, the bond angle, so BA means bond angle. Remember, the bond angle is 109 degrees. Bond angle will be 109 degrees, 28 minutes. This is the tetrahedral bond angle. That means when carbon has 4 single bonds, between any two bonds, the angle will be 109.28. This is called tetrahedral bond angle. Similarly, what is actually bond angle? That completely you will learn in chemical bonding. Don't worry. Just for example, I am giving here tetrahedral bond angle will be 109.28. So not only between these two, so between these two also bond angle 109.28. Between these two also 198. Between these two also 198. So all tetrahedral compounds contains 109 degrees 28 minutes bond angle. Now we are coming to sp2 hybridization. The geometry is called trigonal planar. So in this trigonal planar, between any two bonds, the angle will be bond angle will be 120 degrees. So trigonal planar bond angle will be 120 degrees. Similarly, finally, when linear is there, that means triple bond is there. So from here to here bond angle. So this is a linear. That's why its bond angle will be, how much do you think? It will be 180 degrees. So bond angle of hybridizations also important. sp hybridization bond angle 180, sp2 120, sp3 109. Geometry is also given. sp is a linear geometry. sp2 is the trigonal planar geometry. sp3 is the tetrahedral geometry. So what we completed now? Last class already hybridization completed. When sp3, when sp2, when sp, when only single bonds are there, sp3, one double bond is there, sp2, one triple bond or two double bonds are there, that will be sp hybridization. So hybridization we completed. Geometry, sp3 geometry is tetrahedral, sp2 is trigonal planar, and sp is linear. Bond angle values also. You have to remember these values, all bond angles and geometries. How these came? that we will learn in chemical bonding topic. Just for now, just 3 examples you have to remember. What is bond angle of tetrahedral? What is bond angle of trigonal planar? What is bond angle of linear? So I'm stopping hybridization here. This is about hybridization. So the next topic will be structures. Structures of carbon compounds. Structures of carbon compounds. This is our next topic, structures of carbon compounds. So when we are writing the structures of carbon compounds, there are mainly 3 ways are there. Writing here. Structures can be drawn. Structures of organic compounds can be drawn in 3 ways. There are 3 ways to write the structure, to draw the structures. What are that? One is, the first one is called complete structure. The second one is called condensed structure. First one is complete, second one is condensed, and the third one will be bond line structure. So how many types of structures are possible? Complete structure, condensed structure, bond line structure. That means all organic compounds we can represent in either in complete structure or in condensed structure or in bond line structure. So there are 3 ways to write the or to draw the structures of organic compound. So one by one we will learn. What is the first way? First way is called complete structure. First structural representation is complete structure. We learn what is complete structure. Now, what is actually complete structure means in any organic compound, that means in carbon compounds, when all the atoms and all the bonds, when we are represented, then the structure is called complete structure. In complete structure, so here in this structure, in this means in complete structure.
Sin square alpha plus cos square alpha is equal to 90 degrees.
In this structure, all atoms, all bonds, and lone pairs.
48 but see sin square
On heteroatoms.
A is equal to sin square
lone pairs on hetero atoms
plus cos square A whole cube.
are shown. So this is the definition. What is a complete structure means? When we are writing this structure, if all the atoms and all bonds and any lone pair on heteroatoms are present, that is also must be shown, then that structure is called complete structure. So what is a lone pair, what is heteroatom, I will explain. So I'm writing one structure here. Just molecule is given like this, CH3, CH3. This is a molecule. Its molecule name is ethane molecule. This is ethane molecule. This ethane molecule we are converted to complete structure formula. So we have to write complete structure of this ethane molecule. So how to write this? See this, how many carbon atoms are there? There are 2 carbon atoms. First write the carbon atom here, the second carbon atom here. How many hydrogens? 3 hydrogens on the first carbon, 3 hydrogens on the second carbon. So on the first carbon, we have to write 3 hydrogens. So each bond of hydrogen we are representing. CH3, above also hydrogen. Also on the second carbon also 3 hydrogens are there. H, H, and below also hydrogen. So CH3, CH3. We know that carbon valency is how much? 4. Here one bond, second bond, third bond. So the fourth bond is bonded to next carbon atom. So this is the complete structure. Here in this molecule, each atom is visible and each bond is also visible. Such structures are called complete structure. Whenever they are giving some formulas, we have to write its complete structure by representing each bond and each atom. Then it is called complete structure. Another example I am writing. The second molecule I am taking CH3OH. CH3OH, second molecule I am taking. Its molecule name is methanol. All names we learn, no problem. No need to remember names. Names will be automatically, we will identify by knowing the IUPAC acid technique. So that we will learn in the next class. But just for now, remember this molecule name is methanol. Now its complete structure we have to write. How to write this structure? What I told. First write the carbon atom. How many carbons here? Only 1 carbon. On this carbon, there are 3 hydrogens are there. This side 1 hydrogen, and this side 1 hydrogen. Above is also 1 hydrogen, CH3. After that, this CH3 contains only 3 bonds. So the fourth bond is attached to OH group. OH means it contains 2 atoms. One is oxygen atom, another is hydrogen atom. So I told each bond and each atom should be shown. Then it is called complete structure. Here each atom, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and hydrogen, and each bond of these atoms also denoted. Then it is called complete structure. Sometimes in the complete structure, what I written here in this structure, all atoms, all bonds, lone pairs on heteroatoms. What is first of all heteroatom means? Except carbon and hydrogen, any other atoms are there. Those are called heteroatoms. Except carbon and hydrogen, other atoms are called heteroatoms. So here this oxygen is different from carbon and hydrogen. This is called heteroatom. On this heteroatom, any electrons are there. They can also be represent. So here oxygen contains 2 pairs of electrons. Remember, everybody, actually oxygen contains 6 valence electrons. Oxygen contains 6 valence electrons. Among these 6 valence electrons, observe here, you learn how to write the structures in chemical bonding. This is oxygen atom. This is 1 electron. This is second electron. Third electron, fourth electron, 5 electron, 6 electrons. So oxygen always have 6 valence electrons, but this electron is bonded to carbon. This electron is bonded to carbon. That means this is remaining these two electrons does not bonded. Such non-bonded electrons are called lone pairs. So this pair of electrons which is not bonded to any atom is called lone pair. This is a lone pair. So oxygen has 2 lone pairs. This is also lone pair, and this is also lone pair. So this is not actually a strict rule. Lone pairs must be represented. If lone pairs we are omitting, that is also no problem. But just all atoms and all bonds must be represented. This is the complete structure. You write another structure by this molecule. CH3, CH2, CH3. Very simple molecule. We have to write the complete structure of this molecule. Write fast. I think everybody can write. All atoms and all bonds must be denoted. Then the structure is called complete structure. Okay, I'm writing here. How many carbon atoms are there? There are 3 carbon atoms. First carbon, second carbon, third carbon. First carbon contains how many hydrogens? 3 hydrogen. Hydrogen. Below 1 hydrogen. So above is also hydrogen, CH3. Last carbon also containing 3 hydrogens. Hydrogen, hydrogen. Above also hydrogen. The middle carbon contains how many hydrogen? Only 2 hydrogen. So one is below and one is above. The carbon valency must be 4. So that means each carbon atom is also linked together. So this is the complete structure of this molecule. So this molecule name is propane. So propane molecule. Finally, another molecule I am giving. So another molecule is given CH3 CO CH3. Its molecule name is propanone. It is also called commonly acetone. Its common name is acetone. Its IUPAC name is propanone. So we learn them, no problem. Now write this structure. First carbon, there are 3 carbons. First carbon, second carbon, and third carbon. First carbon contains how many hydrogen? 3 hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. Third one is also hydrogen. Last carbon is also CH3, hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. In the middle carbon, it contains only 1 oxygen atom. So whenever you are writing oxygen, first write with single bond, no problem. So one oxygen on the second carbon. Now we know that carbon valency will be 4. So linked with this carbon, also this carbon will also be linked. Now observe, first carbon, there are 4 bonds, 3 hydrogen bonds, and fourth bond is attached to carbon. So it is a tetravalency. Second carbon, observe, this side 1 bond, this side second bond, above is third bond. Always carbon should be 4 bonds. That's why with this oxygen, we must write one double bond. Why I am writing with oxygen? I cannot write on this carbon because it already 4 bonds are there. This carbon is also already 4 bonds. That's why I'm writing with oxygen. Oxygen actually valency will be 2. That's why I'm writing 2 bonds here. So this is the complete structure. On the oxygen, if you want to represent, you can represent 2 pairs of electrons. You don't need to want. That is also correct. Lone pairs may or may not be represented. No problem. So what we learn, writing of complete structure. When we are writing complete structure, all atoms, that means each atom and each bond must and should represent. If lone pairs on heteroatom is there, they can also be represented. This is called complete structure. What is the second type of structure? So the second type of structure is called condensed structure. Structure we completed, complete structure. Second structure will be condensed structure. What is condensed structure? Condensed structure, I'm writing definition here. In this structure, all bonds are some bonds.
Organic chemistry.
All bonds are some bonds can be neglected. So in this structure, all bonds or some bonds can be neglected. So when we are neglecting bonds, then the structure is called condensed structure. One example I'm writing, same above examples I'm taking. CH3 single bond CH3 so this is a ethane molecule. You can tell this is a complete structure or not. All atoms and all bonds are denoted. Now this complete structure we are converted to condensed structure. What is condensed structure means? All bonds or some bonds can be neglected. Then the structure becomes condensed structure. What I am doing is, if all hydrogen bonds I am removing. If bonds removing means that is simply CH3. If all bonds also can be removed, carbon-carbon bond also I am removing. It is converted to another CH3. CH3, CH3. So this is called, here any bond is visible. So bonds are not visible, only atoms are visible. Such structures are called condensed structure. Sometimes all bonds are not omitted, some bonds are omitted. Like here hydrogen bonds are removing, carbon-carbon bond is, I'm writing here CH3 single bond CH3. So this is also you can call condensed structure. In condensed structure, some bonds are omitted or all bonds are omitted. Such structures are called condensed structure. Here hydrogen bonds are omitted. Here all hydrogen and carbon bonds also omitted. This is also condensed structure. This is also condensed structure. All bonds or some bonds can be neglected. Then we get condensed structure. Another example. So another example I am writing. CH3 single bond CH2 single bond CH2 single bond CH2 CH3. So this is a complete structure written here. All bonds and all atoms are represented. Now this we have to convert it to its condensed structure. So we can write in number of ways. If hydrogen bonds I am omitting, so what the structure will become? First one is CH3 single bond CH2 single bond CH2. How many CH2s are there? Three CH2s. CH2 single bond CH3. So same formula. This one, both are same. But here all bonds are represented. Here hydrogen bonds are omitted. So this we can call condensed structure. Or what I told, all bonds also you can omit it. Here some carbon-carbon bonds I denoted. You can neglect all these bonds also, no problem. So CH3, CH2, 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 and finally CH3. So this is also we can call condensed structure. Above is also condensed structure, below is also condensed structure. Some bonds or all bonds when we are neglecting, then the structure is called condensed structure. Or also we can further condense this structure into, observe this, the first one is CH3, last one is CH3. But in between these two, there are three CH2 groups. This is CH2, this is CH2, this is CH2. So this structure I am writing like this. First I am writing CH3. After that, I am writing CH2. But how many CH2 groups are there? There are three CH2 groups, and all these three CH2 groups I am writing as CH2 thrice. I am writing here bracket and writing 3, which means these CH2s are 3 molecules. Further, finally, we can write CH3. So this is also we can call condensed structure. This is further I condensed. So here CH3 first molecule I written, remaining the CH2, CH2, CH2. So I written as a CH2 thrice, single bond CH2. So either first one or second one or third ones. All these are condensed structure. So complete structure we can convert it to condensed structure by omitting or neglecting some bonds or all bonds. Last another molecule I'm writing. So I'm writing one important structure. In total organic chemistry continuously study about this structure. Structure name is nothing but, I think all you know, it is a benzene structure. So this is the complete structure of structure name is molecule name is it is the benzene molecule. It is a benzene molecule. So benzene molecule complete structure. Each bond I denoted here. So this we have to written in condensed structure. So what is its condensed structure? All bonds or some bonds can be omitted. So here I am omitting only hydrogen bonds. Carbon hydrogen bonds I am omitting. So then its structure should be written like this. Carbon here one double bond is there. Here
ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು.
one double bond is there. Here.
ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡು ಮೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೆ.
So without representing bond, I
ಇಲ್ಲ
am writing
ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡೋಣ.
here H. Here I am writing H. Here I am writing H. H.
ಶ.
H. H. So here hydrogen bond I am not representing. So some bonds I omitted. All bonds we cannot omit it here. Only some bonds I omitted. Then this is called whatever the condensed structure. This is also benzene condensed structure. Here only hydrogen bonds are omitted. Remaining all bonds I written there. This is H. So like that, any complete structure is given, so we can write the its condensed structure. Finally, this molecule. So this is the complete structure of methanol. Above name already given. This is the methanol. If we are converted to its condensed structure, so omit all bonds or hydrogen bonds. So what do you get? CH3 OH. All bonds are omitted here. This is the CH3OH. This is the methanol. All bonds are omitted. Only atoms are denoted. So this is called complete structure. So how many structures we completed? One is the complete structure. Another is the condensed structure. Complete means all atoms and all bonds are denoted. Condensed means some bonds or all bonds can be neglected. but atoms must be represented. Then that is called condensed structure. So, what is the last structure name is? The last structure name is bond line structure. Bond line structure or bond line formula, we can say. So what is bond line structure means? In this structure, complete in 5 minutes. In this structures, in this structure, carbon and hydrogen atoms. Carbon and hydrogen atoms are omitted, are neglected. Carbon and hydrogen atoms are omitted. Also, bonds between carbon and carbon. Bonds between carbon and carbon represented. So carbon and hydrogen atoms we are omitting. That means carbon and hydrogen atoms are not visible, but carbon-carbon bonds must be represented. That means only bonds are visible. Carbon and hydrogen atoms are not visible. The structure is called bond line structure. So example, I'm writing here CH3 single bond, CH2 single bond, CH3. So all you know, this is a condensed structure. This we are converted to bond line structure. In bond line structure, carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms are not visible. That means they are omitted. Here, how many carbon atoms are there? There are 3 carbon atoms. In the bond line structure, we cannot denote the carbon atom, but we can represent carbon-carbon bonds. Here, how many bonds are there? Carbon-carbon. This is one carbon-carbon bond. This is another carbon-carbon bond. These 3 carbon atoms we are representing like this. So this is called bond line formula. Remember everyone, in bond line formula, each end is a carbon atom. So this is the end. This is a carbon atom. This is the end. This is a carbon atom. Wherever end is there, that is carbon atom. That means this is carbon. This is also carbon. This is carbon. This is also carbon. Not only wherever end, wherever bend is there. So this is a bend, na? So this bend is also carbon atom. Simple, very identifying. In bond line structure, wherever end and wherever bend is there, that must be carbon atom. So here how many carbon atoms? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. I'm not writing carbon atom here because in bond line structure, carbon atoms are not written, hydrogen atoms are not written. Only carbon-carbon bonds are written. Here there are 2 carbon-carbon bonds. This is carbon-carbon bond. This is carbon-carbon bond. I'm writing here. This is one bond. This is second bond. End and bend is a carbon atom. So this is simply This given molecules. This is a propane molecule. This is a propane. Another example. CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. So you have to write the structure of this molecule. How many carbon-carbon bonds are there? This is one bond, second bond, third bond. So that means we write 3 bonds. Suppose this is one bond, this is second bond, this is third bond. All carbon-carbon bonds must be written in zigzag manner, not in linear. This is first bond, second bond, third bond. All must be in zigzag manner. So this is the end. This is a carbon atom. This is a bend, carbon atom. This is carbon atom. This is end carbon atom. How many carbons are there? 4 carbons. So completed. Another final example. Remaining we'll see in the next class. CH3, CH2, 5 times CH3. So condensed structure is given. We are converted to bond line structure. So here, how many carbon bonds are? It is also not visible. Here all bonds are omitted. Observe this. So how to identify? This is the first carbon. In between 5 carbons are there, and the last carbon. So total number of carbons are 7 carbons. 7 carbons means there are 6 bonds are possible. Observe. 7 carbons means here 3 carbon atom. How many bonds are there? 2 bonds. 4 carbon atom. 3 bonds are there. That means bonds are always one less. Here 7 carbon. That means 6 bonds. So written in a zigzag manner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is carbon atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So don't write circles, just for representing I'm giving circles. So the structure should be
Third
this
one.
one, bond line formula. Only carbon-carbon bonds are represented. Carbon and hydrogen atoms are not represented. So we'll continue the bond line formula in the next class. So practice up
Excuse
to
me.
here. I will
Sir,
send some assignment. So you have to try the assignment. Thank you very much.
Sir, third one, sir. Sir. Mhm. Sir. Excuse me, sir.